good morning, good evening, good night, and welcome back to another episode of the HoloBros
Okay.
podcast, the only podcast that is which the ultimate and most transparent podcast on the internet. It is your boy Weezy, aka Homies for Life, and I brought back again here today with my good friend, my best friend, my co-host, my guy, the guy.
It's your boy Coop, aka the Great DC, man. We are back at it again. The intro was lively, man. And real quick before we even start, appreciate y'all for tuning back in for another week. We are here. We are gonna stay consistent. Episode 20 is afoot. It's afoot. We'll be here soon, 20. Just wait on us, baby. But real quick, as y'all can see, the scenery is kind of the same. Not really though, because a lot of the stuff is gone
Chill.
from this spot. You can't really tell because you guys only see the same thing every time. But a lot of this stuff is gone. We were delayed on our moving because they maintenance and things like that. It was like some issues, not issues, but they had to still fix some things. But as we speak, God willing, today, and we're recording this June 2nd right now. So later on today, we'll be signing the lease, God willing. So yeah, next week, God willing, the setup will be different. You won't be seeing these curtains, you know what I mean? Probably see some different curtains, who knows? But anyway, I had to just address that because I know you're probably like, damn, thought we was gonna see something different.
Yeah.
Not this week. It's like your mind.
Next week, next week.
Next week, God willing. Prayers up, always to the Most High. But without further ado, man, without wasting any time, my guy's hyped, as y'all can see from the intro. We're gonna get straight to it, man. I think we got a pretty good show for y'all, man. We got a pretty good show for y'all set up. So without further ado, man, let's let our God do what He does best, man. Let's get into the show, man. What we got?
Hey, man. So on this week's first topic of the HoloBros podcast, looking within yourself for all your problems. So as we all know, you know what I'm saying, humans are very, how I want to put it, we don't like to take accountability. Like putting that plain and simple, we don't like to take accountability. Especially when it comes to the problems that we cause, we like to put the blame on other people. So it's
But
always
real quick,
so,
what do you think is the cause of that? Like the need to not want to have it on you. Like, nah, it's somebody else's fault. It's somebody else. What do you think is the cause of that?
Honestly, to me, it could be a part of denial and just like shifting the blame to other people and just like, and or you could have learned that from one of your parents or something. They might have taught you when you was young to like, yo, like shift the blame to somebody else, or somebody that's mad close to you. Couldn't have been your parents, could have been your friends or something like that. And they'd be like, yo, like, you know what I'm saying, don't take the blame, shift the blame to somebody else, like on some weird shit. So it's
Now I
like,
like that. I like that point. I like that point, and I want to stay right there real quick because a lot of times too, like especially for like any parents watching anything like that, or just anybody that has anybody that's younger, maybe you have a sibling, niece, nephew, whatever. Y'all gotta understand this because I got younger. I got two nephews and I got one niece. You gotta understand this too, and I'm still kind of learning this as well. Children don't do what you say; they do what you do. So like how Easy was saying, I think that was such a great point because a lot of times the way that you teach your children is by doing stuff. So how Weezy was saying how they are taught to shift the blame, maybe it's because growing up all they seen you do was shift the blame. They never seen you take accountability.
yep.
So they thinking because they look up to you, to kids, to you. Well, no, sorry, to kids, you are a god. You know what I'm saying? To them, you are a god. So
Yep.
whatever you're doing, they're like, okay, that's what's right. That's why a lot of times we have these people with these crazy beliefs and things like that because these are taught behaviors, these are learned behaviors. So what he's saying, which I really like, and I really this right here I really want y'all to take in because y'all gotta understand, especially with younger people, y'all have to understand they're not gonna do what you say, they're gonna do what you do. So be mindful of that every time you're around younger people or anything like that. You could say one thing, you could say don't smoke cigarettes, and then they see you smoke cigarettes. So what they're gonna want to do when they get older? Smoke cigarettes. It's that simple. Or any other thing like that. Or positively, yo, read a book. Read no book. But if they see you constantly reading a book, damn, guess I should read a book. Like I seen this picture real quick, not to get long winded. I seen this picture of this lady on a train reading a book, and the baby next to her, like I guess it's her child, assuming it, was reading the book, and then the woman was like, "How do you get him to read that book?" And she said, "Because he sees me reading the book. They don't do what you say. They do what you do."
Yep.
So obviously, if he see mommy reading the book, then reading the book must be good. Even if he don't even if he can't read, he just looking at the pictures. He want to
Mhm.
seem like he reading it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just that little subconscious behavior and trait that children and people have, monkey see, monkey do behavior, that allows them to acquire knowledge and learn the same way they learn how to walk, speak, act, all that. So
Exactly.
I think that was a great point, and I'm gonna let you get back to it. But to answer my own question that I asked you, I think that's really ego, bro. So like I don't know
Mm.
I think we talked about that too on a previous episode. If not, we'll definitely get back onto that later.
Yeah.
But the ego of people is always to just shift that blame, and it's never to look within, because if you look within, you have to. It's an ego shatter. You
Yeah.
don't want to shatter that ego. We like
Yeah.
to hold our ego. We like to keep our ego polished. We like to keep our ego glossy. All that because our ego
Mhm.
is our. A lot of people, their ego is everything. If you shatter their ego, then what are they? You know what I'm saying?
Egomaniacs.
You know what I mean? So like they need to hold that ego and that pride, because that's the sense of who they are, because they never really soul searched and never really looked outside of that ego to find who they really were.
Mhm.
So if you shatter that ego, that then they're nothing inside, because they've never found out who they really were. So the big thing with that is, like how Easy was saying, you gotta really soul search. You gotta really look within yourself, which is I guess what he was getting to. But I like the fact that he brought that up, and just how we like to just shift that. No, 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 that's not on me. Yo, who, like, even at work? Yo, who did this? Nah, that was him, right? He
Yeah.
told me that. Nah, that's his fault. He told me I could do that. Or nah, blah blah blah.
Yup.
Yo, blah blah blah. Right? Now you gotta look within yourself. You feel what I'm saying? So I just think like really that ego is really what's controlling a lot of the stuff, and we'll get into more of that later. But
Mhm.
I just think that was a good point, though. But I'm gonna let you get back to what you were saying, bro.
Nah, like it's just, bruh. I just seen it so many times where people will cause a problem like themselves, and yet nah, that wasn't me. Like, bruh, yes it was. Like you said, Coop, it's an ego thing. Like people will, they don't wanna see the ego crush. Like at the end of the day, they will do anything and everything just to preserve their pride and their ego, just so that they could get what they want at the end of the day. When in all reality, bro, that's literally like the worst way to live. Because if you're so ego driven, if you're such a egomaniac to the point where you will do anything, to the point where if something happens, you won't take the blame and you won't take that accountability, especially if that you know that it was your fault, then you're the problem. You have to look within yourself. But you know what I'm saying? It also comes to a certain point in time where when is it too late? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you may end up being 25 and you never taken a source of accountability in your life, to the point where your ego and your pride is so high up here, to the point where everything else that you do, you kind of seem like an asshole, because it's like, yo, like, bro, take some accountability, take some, you know what I'm saying, put that pride to the side every now and again, because then you'll start to realize, like, yo, like, what I'm currently doing, it's not it. It's not right. It's not how we're supposed to be living. So, you know what I'm saying? Always look within yourself and make that change, and always recognize, like, yo, like, what I'm currently doing now, and like shifting the blame and like doing all this extra shit that doesn't even need to be done at the end of the day. And it could all just be rectified at the source. And the source is you. All you have to do is just check yourself. Let's
That's a
let's
fact.
let's be 110% honest right now. If you know, you know what I'm saying, all the problems that have caused or that have gone on have come from you, then at the end of the day, you need to check yourself. Am I wrong or am I right? Cause you know what I'm saying, like it's just about, like I said, it's just about taking that accountability. It's just about putting that pride and that ego to the side and just be like, yo, like, alright, I fucked up. Just say you fucked up. If you know you messed something up, if you know you fucked something up, just say like, yo, like, I fucked up. But I'm gonna fix it. I'm not gonna leave it just to be there, just to be messed up or ruin anything like that. I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna get it done, and then we're gonna move forward from this, rather than just, I'm gonna leave it to the next person. So, um, that's pretty much all I have for that. Coop, you have anything else to add before we move on, my brother?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. First thing to answer your question, is it too late? It's never too late. As long as you got a breath in your body, as long as you got a heartbeat, it's never too late. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, that's first thing, and then second of all, like kind of how you were saying, really, you gotta like you have to kill your ego. We're gonna talk about this more later, probably on the next episode or another one down the line. But you got the first thing is like to really look within yourself. That ego, you have to destroy that ego. Your ego is your worst enemy. Pride is a devil.
Yep.
Think you got a hold on me. Shout out to J. Cole. Get culture. Come
Yes,
on.
sir.
I don't got to say
Yes,
this every week.
sir.
I don't even know why I even say this. I don't have to say this every week. Y'all know what I got to do. I'm telling you what you got to do. Get culture. I'm
Yeah.
telling you. But
Hey,
anyway,
man. If you don't know, you
but
gotta
anyway,
know.
like I was saying though, when you when you really when you soul search, because a lot of times uh like when we look out, like we kind of outsource, like damn, okay, damn, why is this happening to me? Why is this happening? We look everywhere but within. Damn, yo, I like as we see like with these people that the whole concept of money buying happiness, which I really dislike strongly.
Hmm.
But I think we talked about that before. We may talk about that later. But just that whole concept is because people aren't soul searching. It's not the money that's making you unhappy or things like that, or it's not the money that's making you happy, whatever. You have to look within to figure out why you're either not happy or you're happy or whatever. A lot of times, like if, for example, you're not happy in your relationship, look within yourself. Why are you not happy? Or forget happiness. Let me stop using that because I dislike that too. These are temporary emotions that we like to put on a pedestal.
Mm.
Happiness, uh, joyfulness, and things like
Yeah.
that. But not actually not joyfulness. Joyfulness is good. But happiness and like excitedness and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Like people put those on a pedestal, but those are on the same platform as depression, anxiety, sadness. But people don't look at it like that because they have a positive outlook, which I'm not mad at. But the point I'm trying to make is, before I get long winded and go on a tangent, same plateau. Those are all temporary emotions. Like what keeps you at peace? We talked about this before. It's peace. It's the ability to be joyful. Like it's not just about the happiness and blah blah blah. So I'm gonna stop using that word. What keeps you happy? Why are you not at peace in your relationship? Why are you not at peace with just the way you're living? You have to look within. If something is bothering you, you have to look within. Stop looking outsourced. Oh, let me try to boom boom. No, 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 no. Because most of the time, and the reason why I love the fact that Weezy brought up that thing in the beginning about like putting the blame on everybody else. Most of the time, the reason within why you're not happy is your ego. Your
Mm.
ego is damaged, and therefore you're damaged because your ego is you.
Mm.
But in all reality, that's why we gotta really dive deep into this topic, because you have to kill your ego, and I'm talking to you. You have to kill your ego. Your ego is what's holding you back. The ego is what's holding me back. The ego is what's holding Weezy back. The ego is what's holding this entire world back.
Facts.
The ego is why people have life in prison right now.
Hmm.
The ego is why some people can never rectify relationships or reconcile anything, because their ego, their pride. You understand what I'm saying?
That's a
So
fact.
when you look within yourself, a lot of times it's hard to even look within yourself. But if you do get a chance to try to sit back and look within yourself, you'll realize, damn, I'm only like this because my ego. Like
Hmm.
when you really break and really peel off the layers, because it's all layers on top of layers. When you really look within yourself, you'll start to realize that it's all layers on top of layers that you just have built up and pushed under the rug, especially as men,
Yep.
where we're told not to express our emotions or our feelings, so we kind of suppress all our, like, everything like that, and it just stacks up and builds up to it gets to a point where we just explode, pause, and just, like, what I mean, go
Yeah.
crazy.
To boiling
So
point.
yeah, yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like the tipping point, boiling point, y'all get what I'm saying, right? But overall, you have to kill that ego. You like when you really break all this stuff down and peel back the layers, you'll realize your ego, you're only mad because of your ego.
Hmm.
So now how do you kill your ego? That's the big question. And I think that's kind of more so what we got to figure out as people. How do we kill our ego? Because it's not really a one formula to do it, I want to say, because we're all different. We all have
Right.
different ticks. We all have different, things like that. But yeah, no, we're definitely gonna bring this back up in another topic. Actually, let me
100%.
write this one down too. No, actually, no, I did already. I did already. That's what I was doing when you was talking. But
Whatever.
no, yeah, that's basically it. Like, kill that ego off, because that's gonna stop you from even looking within yourself. And then when you look within yourself, you'll realize the main root of your problems is your ego. You're mad because your ego. You're not at peace with your situation because of your ego.
That's a
Kill your
fact.
ego like, seriously, kill your ego and see how well the rest of your soul lives. You have to kill your ego to revive your soul sometimes.
Hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? Because when the ego, like I was saying in the beginning, when your ego is you and it's only you, you'll do anything and everything to protect it. Yeah, sometimes ego and pride is good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying like fully, but when I say kill your ego, it's like kill the fact that your ego is you.
Hmm.
Don't allow your ego to be you. Allow your soul to be you.
Yep.
You feel what I'm
Yep.
saying? That, like, the ego stops vulnerability. The ego stops a lot of things that really kills your soul, because there's a lot of fruits of the spirit that are not used because your ego won't allow them to be used. So kill that ego off, man. And we'll get more into that later, but that's like the main thing for this topic. Even though the topic was look within yourself, I think the bigger part of this topic is really is ego. I think this is a subtopic of an ego point.
Yeah.
So
100%. You made some damning facts, bro. Cause it's like, honestly, as humans, bro, we'll talk about this later in the show. Emotions are everything. Your ego is everything. Pride is damn near everything. That's the reason why we have so much just back and forth and just a lot of just straight bullshit nowadays. So, like Coop said, bro, check your ego, kill it if you have to, and just be able to recognize, like, yo, like, this ain't where I want to be. So that's always a great point. um that's pretty much all I had to add to that. Coop, you have anything else to add before we move on to the next topic, my brother?
nah, that's it, man. That's all I got
So,
for that.
Coop, when was it when was there a time when you learned strictly from experience?
Uh, man, I'm trying to, like, it's so many to count, dude. Like, I don't even
Yeah.
know where I could even start from. But time where I had to learn from experience. Uh, hmm, yeah. Oh, boom. Yeah. So let me bring y'all back. Let me bring you on the clock a little back. You know what I mean? Shout out to Modern Winnie, Black Okage,
Okay, okay,
legend. Get
okay.
culture, get culture. If you don't know what that is, if you don't know what that is, I mean. But so I'm gonna bring y'all back to, what was it, 2018, I believe. No. I think like 2019, probably. Yeah, like 2019, 2019, 2020, something like that. Anyway, the date don't really matter. So this is back when I used to work. I used to work for this like electrical company back in Hackensack. So Hackensack, New
Mm.
Jersey. It's like I want to say, like, it's kind of like 40 minutes to an hour from my crib, depending on traffic. But anyway, so I used to drive there every morning, take the same route, boom, boom, like, you know what I mean. And this one particular morning, I was driving there, and on the way there, a dude had his right turn signal on. I'm in the left hand lane.
Oh fuck! This the accident.
So yeah, so then the dude, instead of turning, the nigga just stops. Like, he literally just puts on his brakes and just like immediately stops. So I ended up rear-ending him. Pause. Rear-ending him with my car. Pause. Right.
Yo, you
So
gave
I
us
do that.
context, man.
Nah, but still, just in case, like, it
You bullshit,
still didn't
man.
sound right. But anyway, so I ended up hitting him, and then boom, the airbag had deployed because I couldn't stop in time. The airbag deployed, fucking the hood went up, and then I ended up hitting the guardrail. Like, boom, smack that jump. I'm like, damn. As soon as I hit that jump, I'm like, GG, it's over with. My car is done. I ain't care about nothing. I'm like, damn, GG's.
Damn,
It was a
bro.
good game. It was a hell of a game. Hell of a run. Shout out to that Nissan too, man.
Yo,
Feel
that
me?
Nissan was
He's a
tough,
legend.
bro.
Legendary. But anyway, so I say all that to say this, right? That taught me from experience, that taught me, like, yo, don't just, and this is kind of like I have a deeper point to this, but don't assume what somebody else is gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So don't just because they're doing something. This is like especially for like the younger kids. Just because somebody's supposed to do something doesn't mean they're gonna do something. So this is just beyond cars. This is in life, right? So just because you know what I'm saying, he was supposed to turn in the right hand lane and not stop for no reason, that doesn't mean I'm supposed to just keep like flying down with him and then assuming he just gonna turn off because he has an open lane and he's supposed to turn off. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be like, okay, well this nigga could just stop. Like I'm supposed to be that defensive driver as they always teach you, be defensive, right?
Right.
And they teach you that for a reason because you're not expect the unexpected. You know what I'm saying? So like even like how all the time I be seeing like especially you young kids. Let me talk to you young kids real quick. Forget about. Let me talk to the young kids out there, right? And you city no, and let me talk to you city people too. You city people. Ooh, let
Oh
me talk to y'all.
man,
Let me tell you
yeah,
something, right?
yeah.
I drive a GMC Envoy, right? If that hits you, it will hurt. I'm just gonna let you know that it's gonna hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So why do y'all be walking in? No, because now I gotta get off my gripes here. Why do y'all be walking in front of my truck like that?
Yo, they
What
don't give a fuck, bro.
what did Aunt May tell Peter Parker in the first Spider-Man? You're not Superman, you know. You're that's gonna hurt. I'm telling you, you're not the Man of Steel. It's gonna hurt.
Yo, nigga
I'm
said you're
telling you.
not Spider-Man. That's sick.
Yeah, you're definitely not Superman. But listen, hold up, man. Live wanna call me with the pause on, man. I'll turn it
Oh
off.
man, you good, right? I paused it and we back. We back. We back.
You back? Alright, man, my fault, man. Mom's calling me during the pod, asking me if I'm in my new crib yet. Like, chill, ma, chill.
Ah
Like,
man.
chill, ma, chill. But anyway, to get back to it, right? About expect the unexpected or stop or don't do something because somebody's supposed to do something, right? So like I'm kind of joking, not really, about the city people how they just walk in front of my car because I'm supposed to stop. I'm supposed to yield to all pedestrians. Well, first of all, y'all niggas only be in the crosswalk. I'm gonna have to yield to y'all. Shit. I ain't gonna say it. Stop playing with me though. All y'all city people, stop playing with me. But for the kids out
NYC.
there, for the kids out there, just because you're in the crosswalk doesn't just it's not you're not bound like you're not bound by a Wakanda force field. It's like they're not the cars aren't just gonna boom and then just like crack. No. So like just even like with something as simple as a crosswalk in cars, be mindful. Just because you're in front of like a crosswalk or you're in a crosswalk doesn't mean a car is gonna stop. Always watch and always be mindful and cognizant of everything. The same way of like, you know what I'm saying? Like in any situation, right? If somebody's supposed to do something, it doesn't mean they will do something. So don't just put all your eggs in, okay, they're gonna do that, so I'm cool, got the blind, and had that kind of had that blind faith in those regards.
Yup.
Blind faith is good and when it's directed in like certain things, like as far as like God or things like that, right? But blind faith in something like that's I guess ungodly is not it's not always the best idea. So I say all that to say don't that taught me to not just just because somebody's supposed to do something, I'm not just gonna blindly just like be like, okay, this is what they're supposed to do, so that's what they're gonna do. You feel me? Hope that makes sense. But
Nah,
that's
yeah,
that was my experience with my accident or whatever. GG's, man. Shout out to my Nissan, man. I'm gonna say
bro.
a little prayer for you later on, man. Hope you're
That,
doing good.
yo,
Hope you're doing good, man.
that car was fast as fuck, bro. I
Yeah,
ain't
it
gonna
had
lie.
a that shit had a shit had a what's his face? Had a racing engine in there.
Air intake. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I
that shit
remember
was
that shit.
legendary. Whoever had that car before me tricked it out. Appreciate
Yeah,
y'all.
nah, that's a fact,
They
bro.
tricked it out. Had the neon lights. Yeah, that was legendary. Shout out to my
Yeah,
baby, man.
hey
Legendary car.
man. But
It's going too soon. Love you.
that's a Fendi. That's a Fendi. Hey
Damn, bro.
man,
That shit got me reminiscing. I didn't even think I hit 100,000 miles on that car.
you did it?
Nah. I think I had like 80 something.
Yeah, I know you was out there though. I know you was whipping that shit though.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It was a classic. Definitely. Classic.
Hey man, I'm saying great car, man. You know what I'm saying
Legendary.
it is what it is, dog. But
That's a fact.
the time I learned just straight from experience, going to Cali trying to meet somebody.
Oh, man.
Yo, guys, don't do what I did, bro. Don't,
Oh, man.
don't fly. Like, I'm not telling y'all don't do this, but don't be like me to the point where you didn't recognize the signs, and then by the time you did recognize the signs, it was a little bit too late. So I feel like I told the story on here, but I flew I,
Yeah.
I flew across the country. If y'all don't know, I flew across the country. Around Damn, it was around this time last year. Flew across the country to California last year to meet somebody who I thought, you know what I'm saying, we was going to be together for a little minute. Boy, I was
Talk
dead
to me.
wrong. I was dead the fuck wrong. But
So
I
talk to me then. What you got for me? Talk to me.
I realized, like, after I did that, like, I learned a few things. Like, even though it may not be like too sizable, but it's just, we talked about this before on the pod, but it was just reading the signs when they're presented to you, like, straight then and there, learning how to fly on your own, and how to, like, get past, like, security quickly and all that shit. um it was that, and then it was also just like, you just got to be sure that the person that you meeting is really all, like, you're both on the same type of time. If y'all not on the same type of time, then, like, what's the point? Like, it's really, like, no point. You kind of just wasting both of y'all each other's times, like, at the end of the day. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I learned that off rip, and I learned to just, as bro, when I tell y'all this, if y'all are talking to somebody new, trying to pursue a relationship with them or whatever, ask questions. don't don't leave any stone unturned.
Talk to
ask
him now.
ask everything that comes to mind, because that's how you will know if that person is on the same type of time that you are on. And if they aren't, then you can move on. But if you have no idea, no cognizance of what type of time that they are supposed to be on with you, you will end up being left just downright run amok, left astray, and just downright deceived, my nigga. And it's just, nah, that's just not the path that you want to go down. So it's always best to ask questions, no matter what the situation is. Whether if it's a new relationship, somebody that you're talking to, a new job position, fucking new spot, whatever. Ask as many questions as possible, because that is literally the only way that you will have a clearer idea of what you're getting yourself into at the current time with whatever you're trying to do. So I learned that shit the hard way, bro. Bruh, I spent I spent like $900 on that trip, maybe more than that, just so I could learn those few things. But shit, honestly,
But
bruh,
real quick though,
what's up?
before you even continue, because I also want to point out another lesson that you didn't point out that me and you talked about, I think on the previous podcast, which is even in your darkest moments and darkest times, or not, I wouldn't even call that a dark time, but like even in like moments of like things not working out, there's always a silver lining in there that we can always find. And
Facts.
I think for you, for that lesson, I think is the most important one. Out of that was just the fact that like there's so many positive things that come out of a bad situation. Like
Yeah.
how you like how we talked about that trip for you that you described, even though it was there for something else, it ended up being way more powerful than what it was even
Mhm.
supposed to be. It was a big mental reset. And that was kind of like really like what kicked off like your like what really kicked you into like the spiritual and like
Yeah.
tapping in like higher vibration side of just life in general. Because
Hell yeah.
not to put all your business out there, but I think we talked about this already, so I'm gonna put your business out there. You was kind of like on a like a little mental like downslide as far as like
Oh
depression
yeah,
and stuff
we
like
we
that.
talked
You feel
about
me?
that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like that trip was another that trip if it could have been damn, it's already after like a little depression slide I just had.
Yeah.
I was supposed to come out here and meet somebody who I thought was, for me. Turns out they was, you know what I mean? They hit me with the Houdini, disappeared on me. You know
That's
what
a
I mean?
fact.
So then it could have brought you back into another downward, you know what I mean? A
Yeah.
downward slant again, but instead it ended up propelling you. It was like a slingshot. So like how we talked about before in the pot. Sometimes in life it's you get slingshotted. So you go all the way back just to get propelled forward farther than you ever would have been just going at your normal trajectory. You feel
Yup.
me?
Yup.
So I think the lesson in that for you, and I think the most important lesson that everybody can take from that is even in your worst moments or times that you feel like is your worst moment, there's a big blessing within that in
Mm-hmm.
itself. You just have to look within yourself as a callback.
Yup.
Come on, man, I'm doing stuff
Hey,
out here. As a callback,
man. You know what I'm
you gotta look
saying?
within yourself to find it, man. Stop playing,
Yo,
man.
talk to these
I'm
niggas, man.
here.
Talk to
I'm
these
about to get
niggas.
up and get hyped, man. Stop playing. I'm about to
Talk to
flex
these
on your
niggas then,
voice, man.
man.
Stop playing with me,
Come
man. I'm
on,
here, man.
man.
Come on.
Talk to these
I'm
niggas
here.
then, cool. You know what
But
I'm
yeah,
saying?
man. So, but like on a serious note though, like always like find that silver lining because there's a silver
Mm-hmm.
lining in every bad moment.
100%.
Remember, the rainbow always gonna come after them thunderstorms, baby. Always look for that rainbow, find that rainbow in your life. So I think that was one that I wanted to point out from what you were saying, but
Yeah. That was one I definitely missed, but I'm glad that you pointed that out because I was just about to move on. But yeah, bro, it's all about at the end of the day, like who said, it's all about finding the positives within the negatives. Because as long as you can find the positives out of each and every situation, you'll come out better and stronger than you once were before the situation even happened. So it's it's
facts.
it's always, you know what I'm saying, a good thing to be able to recognize so that, you know what I'm saying, like who said, you could get slingshotted and you'll end up becoming a person who you never thought that you would become in such a positive light where it ultimately ends up changing the way how you see things. So that's definitely a great point and I'm glad that you picked up on that. But moving on, let's talk about following your own path and not just going down the same path that somebody else is going down. So cool, you know what I'm saying? What you think about, you know what I'm saying, just going down your own path at the end of the day?
How much time we got, man? So I'll go crazy.
We're currently at 32 minutes.
All right, man. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna chill off y'all for right now. I'm gonna spare y'all. But anyway,
See?
uh, so this is like I could go on for days. We could have like 5 pods just about this one alone. But like the thing I see with people a lot of times, like especially with like the younger people or even people my age, even though we're still considered younger people, but I'm saying as far as my age goes, that's what I mean by younger people when y'all be confused.
Hmm.
But so like with the younger people and people my age or our age, uh, like you see them a lot of times struggling to find out who they are, which is common, but it's really common because a lot of times you're told who you're supposed to be.
Yes.
You're not
Yes. Holy
like,
shit, yes.
yeah, come on, man, come on.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
dropping the gems, man. Pick
Yo,
them up.
he's
Come on, I'm
bro.
dropping them. Just pick them
He's
up. Come
he's
on, they free.
spitting. He's
They're free.
spitting.
Come
He's
on, just
spitting. Come
hold your hand
on,
like this. Come
man.
on, just hold your hand. You feel me?
Come on,
But,
man.
but, what was I about to say? Yeah. So like, even a situation like in school, like in
Yes.
school when you hit your junior year, at least over here in the states and like where we are, when we were in school, like around junior year, we were starting to get those calls to the counselor's office. You know what I mean? Like, hey, so are you doing your resume, like things like that? Not resume, but what was it called?
Applications.
Application. Boom, applications, and then like your letter. Are you getting your recommendations?
Mm-hmm.
like they're preparing you for the next step, which
I
is
wasn't doing
college.
none of that shit.
But sis, who told you I was doing that?
See.
Sis, hey, can you hear me? Huh? I'm
Mm-hmm.
here. Uh, who told you I was doing that? But you see what I'm saying? Like it's like a subconsciously trained thing for them to tell you, yo, you're going to college.
Mm-hmm.
So without even them asking you, because every time I brought down to the office or to the counselor's office, she never said, hey, are you planning on going to college? She just literally just,
Yep.
okay, yeah. So for college, what schools are you
They
applying
they
to? Okay,
forced
did
that
you
shit on you.
yeah, did you do your applications, this and that,
Mm-hmm.
blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Your letter, this and that, your uh who said I was doing that? Uh hmm? Hmm?
Yup.
And then even like
Yup.
with your parents, and I know your parents mean well in the schools, they mean well sometimes. I'll say
Sometimes.
sometimes.
Sometimes. It's
But
very few and far between.
but so like even with your parents though, your parents mean well. They want you to go to college, they want you to have a life, especially if they didn't go to college and they had to bust their ass to get where they needed to get to. They want you to go to college to have a better life than them. That's what parenthood is. And especially if you're a parent yourself, you'll understand that you want your child to have a better life than you. So you push certain things on them. That's like, nah, you're doing this, you're doing that, blah blah. Which is I get it. But at the same time, the whole point of this entire topic is just that. we're told who we're supposed to be. And like if you're a young kid right now, you can relate to this, especially if you got like parents and like grandparents in your life and things like that. And like, schools is telling you, teachers, you're told who you should be. You're not allowed to be who you want to be.
Yep.
We're not schools aren't a space for creatives, right? For kids that are creative, they are put certain labels on. They're getting tests done on them, things like that. Because there's a lot of people in schools that aren't the academically smart people who end up dropping out that do amazing things. Like
Mm-hmm.
just and just the history of just life, not even just the past 10 years or 20 years, just the history of life. Because school is not really geared towards creatives. It's geared towards people that can just sit there and just regurgitate information in a classroom setting. You feel me?
Yep.
So like even things like that just hinder your it kills off creativity, right? Like I think we talked about this too, like where a student, I seen this thing where a student, it was like defend your answer, and the dude drew a army man firing bullets and stuff like that. Like I can't hold him off any longer, Sarge. Like
Oh
one of
yeah, I
those,
remember
because
that.
he's like
I remember
defending
that.
his answer.
Yep.
But like that's a creative mind who thinks of that, a creative.
Yep.
But the teacher would give him a zero because that's not what he's supposed to do, which is
Mm.
understandable in that classroom setting. But that's the point. So they're like, instead of allowing that kid to be creative, that kills off that creativity, which then loses himself. So a lot of times you're told what to do, and you are not necessarily like allowed to be who you want to be, which in turn then, because I'm making this all come full circle, which then instead of you being your own individual self, you're now almost like you're in the world's assembly line. So
Mm-hmm.
like how assembly line is,
A
okay, boom.
carbon copy.
I put this part on, then next, okay, you go here, they put this part on you, then boom. Okay, they put this part on you, boom.
Yep.
So now instead of going down your own path, you have to follow somebody else's path. Well, let me tell you this. I don't care what it is. It could be business, it could be whatever, right? It could be certain things, it could be, sports, athletes, whatever, coaches, whatever. Not all 7 billion people can do the same one thing. It's impossible. Like we can't. All 7 billion people can't be chefs and only chefs. All
100%.
7 billion people just can't be the same type of entrepreneur or run the same business or be the same employee for the same thing and only have the same skill. It doesn't work like that. But instead, the schools allow us. Well, no, not even allow. The schools damn near force us to go down that same path. It's almost like I kind of picture it as the school, like having their hand like this and dropping us all into a funnel, and
Mm.
then we all go into this one big ass glass or jar or whatever that is just what is considered society in the working class. Because like I said, they force you to go down a certain path. They don't be like, hey, boom, like I said about the example with the counselors. They don't ask you, hey, what are you doing after college? What do you plan on doing? They just
Yep.
tell you immediately, or they just assume immediately that this is what you're going to do. It don't work like that. So that in turn makes kids, especially kids our age or younger, it makes them feel like, okay, this just must be the only way.
Yeah.
Which is then that's why you see a lot of kids are lost,
Mm-hmm.
because they're following other people's path that's not even the path that was set out for them. This kid probably grew up a great artist, like can draw, or this kid probably grew up a great musician, was a beast, or this person was a great with the camera, always was nice with cameras, or always good with computers, this and that.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, school's kind of like, nah, that's cool, little homie, but yo, you go with computers, yo. Go to Best Buy, yo. Tell people what to buy. You know what I mean? You know what to do,
Yeah.
like stuff like that. So like you're forced to follow your path, which then leads to depression because your path is not your path, because your path is what somebody else is doing because you feel like that's the way to go, but it's not really your path. So
Exactly.
without me being too long-winded, I'm just gonna say for the intensity of this topic, learn your path. Forget
Mm.
about everybody else. Block out all that noise and just learn your path. At the end of the day, your path is gonna be the one that keeps you the most fulfilled and the most at peace. If you're not at peace going down a certain path, that's not your path.
Yep.
It's not your path. Just like Monsters Inc. That's not your door. You can't just put Boo back in any door. That's not her door.
Yeah.
Come on, that's not her door, Mikey. But be coach. That's Monsters Inc. That's Monsters
Hey
Inc. Come on, I'm
man,
trying to.
if
Come
if y'all
on,
if y'all
come
don't know
on,
that, if y'all
man.
don't know Monsters Inc., bro, it's an
Oh
issue. It's an
man,
issue.
come
It's
on, bro.
literally an
It's
issue.
on Disney Plus, and we didn't get paid to say that. Do it. Come on, just get culture. Look it up. Something. Come on. But
Please.
anyway, like I said, find your own path, man. Please. Like if you guys don't do anything else, find your own path. Stop trying to follow what everybody else is set out to follow because you're gonna get lost that way. Like that like to real quick to because I like to use illustrations because I think that could reach a certain type of person better because I like illustrations. It'll be like me and Weezy, for example. We live in two different homes. We both live in a certain location. I'm not gonna follow him back home. I don't live there.
That's a fact.
So his GPS is gonna tell him to make this right, but I'm supposed to make a left to get back to my house. I can't go, oh man, he doing that. That must be what I gotta do too. No,
Hmm.
no. Follow your own path. Type in your own GPS to your house and follow that path. It's
Yup.
not the same as his. You know what I'm saying? So when you follow your own path, it's gonna make you way more at peace, and you're gonna be more fulfilled in your life. And like I said, the way you can really understand if it's your path or not, first of all, look within yourself. Call back. Come on, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm here. Call back. I'm here. But
Yo,
anyway,
we doing it all this
like
episode, man.
yeah, we just come on. This is the callback. Callback Kings, man. That's gonna be the name, man. Callback. But anyway, like damn, I just lost my train of thought playing around. Let me stop playing
Yo,
around
my
too.
bad,
But
bro. My bad.
yeah, nah. So it's like you just gotta follow your own path, and the way that you really find your own path. This is what I was trying to say. You gotta look within yourself and realize like, am I fulfilled? Am I at peace? And then also just look around you, like understand like, wait, am I doing this because this is what I want to do, or am I doing this because this is what I think I'm supposed to do? That'll answer all your questions right there. So
That's the fucking one. That's the ticket. That's the ticket. And he dropped the mic. Yeah.
come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm dropping these gems, man. Just pick them up as y'all go, man.
Hey, man. You know, Coop. You know what I'm saying, bruh. You said some real shit. Honestly, bruh. Following your own path is what I think everybody should do at this point. Because, bruh, it's been so many times where I've grown up, or not many times where I've grown up, but I've grown up, and it's been so many times my mom said, "Oh, you know what I'm saying, you going to school, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah." And mind you, bruh, I remember when I was in maybe like fifth or sixth grade, it was me, my mom's, and her best friend. We went out to eat. We went to Fridays. Her best friend asked, how am I enjoying school? I told her straight up, yo, I hate school. Like my mom's knew, like she always knew, like school wasn't for me, bro. Cause I was really like, y'all, some of the audience, y'all may relate to me, bro. Yo, when it comes to homework, I'm not doing that shit. Like, I'm, bruh, I'm waiting till the next morning, right before homeroom, before I do that shit, bruh.
Oh, you're a
You,
legend.
yo, you got me fucked up. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I get it, homework is important, but school not important to me. And like I said, some of y'all in the audience, y'all may feel what I'm saying because y'all may be in the same position that I was in. Y'all may really dislike school, but yet you may have something that's on the optional, or even not on the optional, but you have something that has a path for you, right? Whether that be video editing, music, uh, artistry, painting, whatever. You may have something that you really love to do. You may love fucking playing video games, and you may love streaming like every single day after you get home from school, and you may pull in several hundred followers, and your parents, they may not even know about that because you haven't told them, because they know that, oh, that's not the path that you want, that you want, or that they want you to take. So you don't tell them, and so it's always left in the back burner, but you always still have it. But it's just a matter of the fact of, if you just follow your path, if you just tell them like, yo, like, I'm not going to college. I already have something that I'm already building up. Or even if it's not already where you wanted to be, but if it's just something that you just have an idea of and you just want to pursue and see what happens, bro. Like, it's just nowadays, right? People are so pressed to just force people on a certain path and just push them to just do shit that they don't want to do. When at the end of the day, bro, at the end of the day, the best thing that you can do for yourself is follow your own path and follow your own dreams and goals. Because at the end of the day, if you follow that path, you are going to get to where you want to be in this life. You can't not let anybody force you to be anything you don't want to be, because like Coop said, that will only lead to you being depressed and not happy and not at peace with yourself, because you ended up following somebody else's plan that they had for you, bro. And that's not the life you want to live. That's really not the life we want to live. So like I said, if you have an idea for something, if you have a dream for something, if you already have something going for yourself, and you're still in high school, you're still in college, you're still in school, period, and you know that school isn't for you, bro. I mean, hey, the path is already set out for you. It's just all about taking that and moving forward with it, and not letting anybody get in the way of you actually achieving of what you want to achieve in this life. So that's pretty much all I have to say for that, because I was like y'all, bro. I was like y'all. I said this maybe in the last episode or maybe 2 episodes ago, bro. I wish I wish in 2014, I wish I would have still kept video editing. I wish I would have still kept dropping YouTube videos daily, or not even daily, just weekly. Just keep dropping them. And I didn't, because I didn't know how, you know what I'm saying, my family would take that, by me saying, yo, like, I don't want to go to college. Like, that's not what I want to do. I didn't know how they would take that. So then that's why I didn't follow my path. I didn't start following my path up until 2 years ago. Keep it honest. Up until COVID happened, I really didn't start following my own dreams up until 2 years ago. And that's just bottom line. So I say that to say, recognize what it is that you thoroughly enjoy, that you know that you want to do, and that, you know what I'm saying, if you know that the current path that you are currently on isn't for you, and somebody else told you to go on this said path, and you know that it's not really vibing with you like that, then you ultimately know what to do. You ultimately know that, yo, like, it's time to get on my shit. It's time to get back on what I want to do, and so that I could be fulfilled and at peace with all the decisions that, you know what I'm saying, you end up making at the end of the day. So that's the ultimate importance of it. But yeah, that's pretty much all I really have to add to that. Cool. You have anything else to add before we move on, my brother?
That's it, bro.
So, moving on to this week's gaming segment of the HoloBros podcast. Hey, I just want to let you guys know, if you guys still don't have a PS5, Amazon is letting people sign up for PS5s. All you have to do is just go on Amazon.com, just type in PS5s. I'm pretty sure it should still be up. And all you have to do is just sign up. I'm pretty sure you don't need Amazon Prime. All you have to do is just sign up to be eligible to buy a PS5. So yeah, if you guys are still looking for a PS5, that is another way. Also, damn, there's also a PS5 drop today, even though it's June 2nd, so you guys won't see this until Saturday. But yeah, I think I told y'all this last week too, that there's a PS5 drop today, or on June 2nd. But yeah, so those two are happening. And then Coop, what is your favorite open world game?
For me, it has to be Assassin's Creed Odyssey, bro. Like just all the stuff you could do on that game, the story mode in general, and like the decisions that matter. Like I love decision based games that matter. Like
Yo,
that's why I love Detroit. Like Detroit Become Human is another dope game I like, because it's just decisions. Like your decision that you make literally affects the next 20 different outcomes that could potentially happen. So I like the fact that it's that. I also like the fact that like just the things you could do on there. Like you could go in the Coliseum, have like the little gladiator fights. You could literally fight a whole bunch of crazy ass animals. Uh, just the amount of things you can do and explore, and the amount of like it's just I don't know. It's just so much you could do on that game. That's dope. You could fight on land. You could fight on sea. You could, like it's dope. The DLCs they had too, like the Atlantis one and all that. It was just jump was fire. I like the fighting on there. It was just dope. It was just like a huge open world. Also, the big thing on there too that was lit was the fact that you could like have wars, like literally have like the little wars with like the other territories and stuff like that, and like actually be at war. Like everybody, you could It's not like a cutscene where you just fighting this person. No, if I could go fight this person and walk all the way over here and fight these three people all at once. So it was just dope. I really like that game. If you never played that game, take a look into it. It's pretty dope.
Yep, definitely, definitely. I agree with that. Also, with me, damn, bro, it's still a bit of a toss up for me, bro, cause I want to say GTA 4, Assassin's Creed 2, 3, and Brotherhood. Those games was
Yeah,
amazing, bro.
Brotherhood, Assassin's Creed 2. Oh man,
Those,
GTA 4. Oh man,
those. That's why I say it's a toss up, and I had to name those four games only because growing up, I put so much time, bruh, in GTA 4, bruh, the Ballad of Gay Tony, bruh, the Lost in the Damp, bruh, come on, dog,
legendary.
yo, that GTA 4, bruh, even though a lot of people didn't like GTA 4 because it was so gritty, you know what I'm saying? Liberty City wasn't really they
Niggas ain't like GTA 4.
bruh,
Turn it off.
I've heard people say that they didn't like GTA 4, bruh. They like,
I
oh,
know.
it was like, oh, Nico's character, he was bland. He ain't really have any good character development. I'm just like, did y'all really play GTA 4? Like, did y'all
Different.
like all the shit that you had to go through with Nico Bellic and Roman and all them, bruh? Like, what?
Different. Turn it
What?
off.
Bruh, the fact that in the first moments of the game, Roman got kidnapped. And then you literally had to go and save Roman from a dude who was literally going to slit his throat.
Turn it off.
Like what? All right, bro. But yeah,
Turn it off.
So those, even though, hey, y'all may say I might be cheating by naming four games, but fuck it, man. I can't, I just can't pick. I can't,
This nigga's a legend.
I can't pick, bro. Cause you had to think Assassin's Creed 2, one of the best Assassin's Creed games ever. Period. I don't care who you are. If you're an Assassin's Creed fan, you love Assassin's Creed 2, and that's just point blank period. Because all this shit, bro. What? Ezio? Classic,
Legend.
bro. Classic,
Go. Go.
classic. Brotherhood, and how you could
Go.
like, and how like you could just like team up and just have like just an entire brotherhood of assassins just roll with you, and was
Go.
it and then I think it Brotherhood had multi too, I think, or was that
Yeah,
Revelations?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Brotherhood had multiplayer.
Yep.
Legend.
Yep.
Go.
So it's
Come
like,
on, man. Go cheat.
bruh, Assassin's Creed is one of the ones, except Valhalla. I did not play Valhalla, so I can't attest to
Oh yeah, we'll be talking about that in a little bit.
that.
We'll be talking about
See,
that in a little bit.
see, but yeah, bruh. So those are my four top favorite open world games. So moving on, cool. What is the worst, and I mean the absolute worst, game from one of your favorite gaming series?
Well, you just mentioned it, so let's talk about it, man.
Oh
Valhalla,
man.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla, man. I couldn't get past the first like 5 hours of it. It was terrible to me. Some of y'all may be like, "Yo, bro, it was a good game," or "No, it wasn't worse than this Assassin's Creed game." I don't care. Y'all may say, what's that other game that was trash? That other Assassin's Creed where you was in like Egypt.
Oh, Origins.
Yeah, you may say Origins. Yeah, that was trash too. But it's a toss up. Assassin's Creed has some trash ones, man. But I don't know. Black Flag was trash a little bit too. It wasn't trash, but they
It
were
was
just
nah.
like,
I ain't gonna let you do that. I ain't gonna let you do that.
nah, it
Black,
wasn't. It wasn't
black.
trash. But I'm not really like the. I'm not trying to keep fighting on boats, bro.
Nah,
Get
I
me
feel
off
that.
this.
I feel that. I feel that.
So I'm
I
not gonna
feel
say it was
that.
trash, but it wasn't one of my favorite. It wasn't trash. It wasn't trash, but it wasn't one of my favorites. Or you may say some people don't like Revelation. Some people say Revelations is trash.
I remember that too.
But yeah, nah, it's got to be Valhalla. Valhalla. What was happening?
I don't know.
Like Valhalla.
They gave
I don't know.
niggas 1,000 hours of gameplay of nothing but just filler. Apparently, from what I seen.
Yeah,
Sick.
I can't. I turn it off. But yeah, so that's mine. What about you, man?
Cool. You already know, bro. You know what I'm saying? Saints Row got out of hell. Worse. I mean,
That's your
by
favorite one, bro.
no, it's not. Stop saying that. Stop giving them false hope, bro. Stop. You know what I'm saying?
That's your
No, it's
favorite
not.
one,
No, it's
dude.
not. No, it's not, bro.
Your
Saint,
favorite one, man.
listen. When Deep Silver acquired Saints Row, and I remember it was THQ back in the day. That was the absolute worst thing that they could have done to the Saints Row franchise. And I
So
mean,
you knew it was over when that happened.
yes, yes, yes,
he's,
yes,
he's,
yes,
he is sitting.
bruh. I didn't even play that game for more than an hour. I no,
Oh
no.
man, he's dummy tight.
And then when I bought the collection on Steam, trust and believe, I hit that collection from my library.
Oh man.
So you can't even see it. It's not even there,
Oh man.
bruh.
You don't want no trace of that?
No, bro. I don't want to be associated with that game. I
He's sick.
refuse. I refuse. That trash ass game. Get that shit off the airwaves, man.
Yeah.
Shit is trash, dog. But nah,
He's sick.
Saints Row got out of hell. Worst, absolute worst game. But this new Saints Row though, hey,
Hey, you got his team, man. Oh, it look good though.
nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. But
Definitely look dope.
yeah, so that's pretty much gonna do it for this week's gaming topics. It's a little bit of a slow week, but you know what I'm saying, it's the month of June, so we're expecting more news to be picking up as the time goes
Absolutely.
on, because it is now officially gaming season. So, but yeah, as when we get more information, we'll let you guys know.
Absolutely.
Sony's state of play is supposed to be happening within the next few weeks or so, so I'll let you guys know. Also, Microsoft's press conference is supposed to be having one this year as well, in a couple of weeks. And I think EA is supposed to have something too this year. So, when we receive more information, we will let you guys know as soon as physically possible. But yes, that's going to do it for this week's gaming topics. And moving on, cool. Hey man, when was the time when you unknowingly dodged a bullet, dog?
And this is legendary because I was just talking to one of my homies the other day. Shout out to my guy, you know who he is. I was talking to him the other day. I had seen him outside his crib. I was driving home, and me and him was talking about this, bro. Like, so it's just this one particular human. Let's just say that. Nah, I ain't gonna do that because that sound like a diss, right? Just saying human.
Yo, that's insane, yo.
Nah, it's not a
What?
diss. It's not a diss. It's not a diss. But nah, all right.
Nah.
So let me stop being funny. So it's just one girl that me and my homie, not messing with at the same time, but just more so like it was like not Eskimo brothers because we ain't hit. So Eskimo brothers like y'all hit the same like shit.
Oh nah.
Yeah, no, that's
Oh,
the Eskimo brother.
I ain't know that, bro.
You
That's
ain't know what the
sick.
Eskimo brother was?
No, bro, I ain't
Nah,
know
yeah,
lie.
Eskimo brother mean like you and somebody like share a mutual body. That's your Eskimo brother. You probably got some Eskimo brothers out there.
Hell no. I
You
mean,
definitely do. You definitely got Eskimo brothers, but don't do that.
uh,
See, look, we can't. We're the HoloBros. We can't lie on
I don't,
our
I don't, I
platform
don't
like
think,
this.
I don't, bro. I've never been the one, bro. I mean,
Weezy,
alright. If we being that ass,
are
I'll
we
do.
doing this?
I
Are we doing this? Seriously,
if we being that ass, bro, I'll claim one. I'll claim one. I'll claim one. One of them. One of them.
Weezy, you have so all right. So you saying every girl that you got with is and is still well, no, was and is still not still, but was a virgin, and after you was the only one. You have Eskimo brothers. Don't do this, bro.
Oh,
Weezy,
I
we're
mean, if you putting it like that, alright, then
yes, Weezy.
alright.
You and other people shared. Weezy, we're not
Alright,
doing this. Come on, Weezy. We're not doing this
alright,
today,
bro.
bro.
Alright,
Come
bro.
on,
Alright,
bro. It's
bro.
a
Alright,
beautiful
bro.
day. It's
Alright,
about
bro.
to rain later, but it's not raining right now. It's a beautiful day. Don't
Alright,
do
bro.
this.
Alright, bro. You
Look,
right.
all
You
right.
right,
So
bro. You right.
that's besides the point. He just tried to jail. Y'all see, he just tried to get on here and start gelling. But that's what I'm saying. We not Eskimo brothers because we didn't hit or nothing. But like we share like I guess. No, I don't know. I don't know what they call it, but y'all get what I'm saying. We both was talking to a chick, not at the same time, but like uh within like a certain time span, I guess, right?
Mhm.
So, long story short, me and him was talking like, damn, like, yo, we really did dodge the bullet, cause, well, like, with Shorty at the time, I didn't really see it until it was like later on, like until I did like some reflection. Like, she was like a big like attention seeker, like OD, like to the point where it'd be like, all right, so it's me, if it's me, her in a room, and it's like 10 other people, it don't just got to be dudes. It could just be in general. I'm not gonna say like just she only seeks dudes' attention, but just like if it's me, her in the room, and it's like mad other people in the room, she'll try to get their attention over mine. You know what I'm saying? So she'll start trying to be loud, or she'll just want to be seen, or just start being goofy or funny, just so she could be seen, right? So one of those situations, and that knowing me, that was not gonna fly out in the long run. So
Word.
like just a small situation like that, and this is not a diss. If this young lady is watching this, I wish you nothing but the best. This is not a diss. This is the topic. I'm
You
sorry.
you
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 probably
you talk you spoke shit right
yeah.
now. You spoke shit.
She probably feel like she dodged the bullet with me. Who knows? But my point is, for that particular situation, I didn't know at the time, but I dodged the bullet because that we were never gonna work in the long run. Like
Mm,
that, right? That personality, like personality wise, it wasn't gonna work because I don't like attention seekers. Like if you got to go out of your way to just be seen by everybody and you with me, or even if you're not with me, you just want to be seen all the time.
mm-mm.
Come on, pack
That
them
ain't gonna
up.
work.
So yeah, so that's my story about. And it it was a few stories I could have told, but I like that one because I think it relates more to like the people, especially like the younger people in like high school, middle school, stuff like
Yeah.
that. Whereas like sometimes it don't work out with a girl, or if you're a girl, it don't work out with a dude or something like that, and then you'd be like, damn, like I really wanted it to work, but whole time you didn't even know. You was ignoring mad signs because you wanted it to work so bad. So you realized you dodged a bullet, but you didn't even notice until after like the dust settled and like you reflected on everything. So
Yup. Yup. Shit. That reminds me of the time in high school where I was talking to the shorty. She lived like 30 minutes away. Nah, maybe not 30 minutes, maybe like 20 minutes. Shorty, you're a, I
whoa, 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 whoa.
Bro,
Is this a Zodiac chick?
no.
Where she said she that cause that you dodged a bullet with that one too. Where she said, "Oh, I can't date you because you have this. You're the same zodiac sign as my baby father." Yo,
Yeah.
and this no disrespect,
Yeah.
man. We love shout out to
Hey.
everybody. Yo, you zodiac chicks like that where you
Hey.
can't even associate with somebody because of the time frame and where they were born.
That's sick, bro. That's sick. That's insane.
She said, "I can't talk to you because you're the same." I'm like, yeah. So that
Yeah.
right there, you
That
dodged
that
the
was
bullet.
that yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that
you
that was
definitely dodged the
that
bullet.
that was
That's why I thought she was about to tell that one. But yeah,
nah.
nah.
It wasn't that one, but I forgot about that one. I was glad you brought that shit up though. But it was a different shorty I was talking to at the time. And I remember we was talking for a little minute. Like we was talking for like a month or two, maybe 3 months. And then we stopped talking. And then later on, bro, I want to say like a year or two down the line, and we was still in high school. She ended up getting pregnant. I was like, oh, I dodged a motherfucking bullet. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, like I've dodged like, bro, I've dodged way
I
too.
think the Zodiac chick was a bigger bullet than the old girl getting pregnant with
Nah,
somebody else.
I
I think the
mean,
Zodiac chick was crazy.
nah, that was crazy too.
That was nuts. I'm
That
like,
that was
wow, that
that
was the
was
first time I ever
insane.
heard that. She said, I don't get along with those. My baby daddy's that.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I was like, what? What? What does that have to do with me though? What?
yeah, that's why, yo, just for future reference, anybody out there, you ask me my zodiac sign, I'm gonna lie to you. Telling you right, I'm gonna lie to you because I love when zodiac people be like, yo, what's your sign? And I say something like an Aquarius or something, and then they be like, damn, yo, I can see that, and I'm
Yeah,
really not an Aquarius. So
yeah.
I just love it because it just shows you like, bro, like what are you talking about? Like what you saying has no merit. How can you see like, and then like the zodiac signs, real quick. I'm gonna go on a tangent, just real quick. The zodiac signs, bro, y'all be saying the most basic stuff like, yo, Leos are energetic, like,
Yeah,
yo,
it's a lot of surface level shit.
yo, Capricorns love their dads.
So surface level, bro. Like what?
Yo, yo, Aries, they like nice people. Okay, Cancers like to laugh. Ooh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Nah, that's sick, bro.
Yo, Taurus, yo, they like to drink water a lot.
Sick. See, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm a zodiac type of nigga, but I ain't like that though, bro.
Yeah, like
That's
it's different. Like yo,
that's
for the zodiac
nuts.
people, like if you like believe in zodiacs, like it's this not really towards you. This is towards the people that like the surface level ones, and then the
Yeah,
ones that just like, yo, if you're this, I'm this, and we don't mesh at all.
yeah,
Like
facts,
you don't even know me, family. Like what are you
facts.
talking about? I'm not gonna say a whole group of people that were born between July 1st and August 15th. I can't get along with them. What?
Everybody is different, bro. Like that's stupid.
Well, yeah, man. Enough of the
That's
zodiac talk.
stupid.
I just had to go on a quick tangent because that just reminded me of that. She said, "Oh no, I can't get along with that sign because you and
Yeah,
my baby daddy are the same sign. I don't get along with those signs."
that's sick. And the fact that
Okay,
and the fact that she even said baby daddy was like,
that's what I'm saying. That was the bullet. But I think no, I think the bullet was that plus the zodiac thing
yeah,
that she was
hell
on.
yeah,
That's
hell yeah,
crazy.
bro. That's insane, yo.
Oh yeah,
Like
no,
what?
wait, that's your homie. Okay, what's his sign?
Right,
What? Yo,
right.
listen too, real quick, because I know I said I'm getting off it, but that just reminded me too. If you walk up to me and the first thing you ask me what's my zodiac sign, you're out of here. I'm sorry. Like, just off that.
Don't do that, bro. Like why? Like make
Yo,
comment.
what's
Like
up? Yo, what's up, bro? Yo, what's your zodiac sign? Oh yeah.
bye,
Yeah.
bye.
I'm black. Yo, whatever zodiac sign you don't get along with, that's the one I am. Get me out of there.
See, that's
Whatever
sick.
zodiac sign that doesn't mess with yours, that's the one I am. Get me
Hey,
out of here.
gotta hit him with a proper counter.
Yeah, get me out of there.
Hey man.
Oh,
But you have anything else to add before we move on, my brother?
nah, that's it, dog.
All right. So moving on, controlling your emotions, bro. I, bruh, personally,
Yeah, just go ahead. Just you got the
yo,
red card. You got the floor, bro.
yo,
Floor is yours,
I
my
ain't,
brother.
yo, y'all, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bruh. We're as humans, we're emotional as fuck, right? We are one of the most emotional species that's out there. But I say that to say, like, yo, you gotta keep them shits in check, bruh. Cause if you don't, you may end up fumbling something really good that you had going currently, and you don't want to end up missing out on something that you know that you had something good going on. And I say that to say, like, yo, like, you gotta start thinking more logical. Like you gotta really, like, let's say if there's something that's going on and you're involved in the middle of it, don't just immediately take those first few words that you immediately thought firsthand. Don't say those first few words yet. I mean that in a way like, yo, think think about the current situation, assess the current situation, and then move on accordingly, and not just solely go based off emotions. See, now granted, every situation is different. Okay, cool. That's just life. Every situation is different. But I say that to say, like, yo, don't become so jaded. Let's say, all right, I'll give y'all an example. Let's say you just started talking to a shorty that you really fuck with, or let's say if it's a guy or whatever. Let's say you just start talking to somebody that you really mess with, that you know what I'm saying, y'all connecting on every single level, no matter what the case is, right? Cool. That's great. I'm glad that's going well for you. But it comes to a certain point where you can't let your emotions guide you in every single thing that you do. And I say that to say because too much of anything will inevitably kill something that you already got going on. And when you involve too much of your emotions, you may end up getting lost in the emotions, and then you'll start to, in a way, lose yourself for the other person, and you never want that to happen, bro. That's the complete and utterly last thing that you want to happen. You want to be able that you can still keep the part of yourself while also letting a new person that you really messing with in, and so that they can actually see the real you, and not just you being a pushover for them, bro. You can't let your emotions for anybody, something, whatever, just get in the way of your values, of what you believe in, of who you are as a person, bro. Cause like I said, you will lose yourself. You will end up literally becoming a different version of yourself, and who you wasn't the person that you were before. you may end up becoming a completely totally different person, and that's not the person that you wanted to become in the long run, and you just ended up just fucking shit up, bro. So I say that to say, like, yo, just recognize when your emotions are starting to boil over and just starting to become the deciding factor rather than you just sitting back thinking logically about each and every situation and then moving forward from then, because bruh, your emotions will get you killed. That's bottom line. Your emotions will get you killed, and so it's important to check yourself and not to wreck yourself.
I knew you was gonna say that old ass shit. I knew you was gonna do it. I'm like, bro, please don't let him do that old ass shit on here.
Hey
Yo,
man.
they gonna think we came out of like a 1975 portal. This nigga just said, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Yo, Wheezy, man, good point, bro. But come on with the dumb
Hey
shit, man. You
man,
gotta.
hey, Coop, you know I had to do it to him, bruh. Hey man, hey, I had to do it to him, bruh. But
I know I'll be coming on here with some old shit. Y'all probably be
hey,
like making fun of me, bro. But I never said check yourself before you wreck yourself. That was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Don't say that no more on here. Say something else. Say something newer. Say something more updated. Say something
hey
like
man,
I don't know.
it still applies
I
though,
knew
bruh.
once he said check it. I'm like, yo, this nigga about to say wreck yourself. I know he about to say that shit.
it still applies though, bruh. But
I
it's
know, bro, but damn, that was some old shit right
hey
there, bro.
man,
Damn.
fuck it, bruh. You know, I already said it. It's already been done. But you know, like at the end of the day, bruh, don't don't let your emotions get in the way, cause it will, and I mean it will end up getting in the way, and it will end up fucking shit up. So just be mindful. Ultimately, be mindful of what you're doing, especially with, you know what I'm saying, meeting other people and just building something, building a relationship up with another person that you just met as well. Just be mindful, bro. But Coop, you have anything else to add before we move on?
Absolutely. I want to take a different approach to what you said because I feel like there's many different ways we could
Hell
go
yeah,
about this topic.
hell yeah.
Uh, what you were saying was dope, though. I definitely don't want to take nothing away from your points. Your points was definitely valid. Definitely, I know a lot of people out there really hear that and really was like, yeah, nah, they could relate to that and hit home for them. So
Facts.
I think those are some dope ass points. But from my perspective, let me talk to the fellas here real quick. Let me
For
talk to
sure,
the
for sure,
fellas.
for sure, for sure.
Fellas, man. Uh, a lot of us, right? A lot of us, like just as just being fellas, not myself in particular, because I was one of the fortunate ones, and I'm blessed. Thank God for all this. Thank God for my dad. But a lot of us didn't grow up with male figures in our household, right? So a lot of
Facts.
us grew up in predominantly women-dominated households. You may have had an older sister that was like damn near your mom, or your
Yo,
aunt, or just your mom in general, or your grandmoms, or whatever, right?
trust me.
So a lot of us, like as I was saying before in the beginning, callback, was like they don't kids don't do what you say, they do what you do, right? So when you see your mom, women are more emotional creatures, right?
Yo,
And I'm sorry for all the ladies out there. Oh, don't just put all women in a box. I get it, but just how we are genetically designed, right? Women tend to be more emotional, right? Men tend to go on the side of logic more, right?
mm-hmm.
So, what here's my main point before I even get on any tangent like that, right? A lot of times for us, where you're raised in a single parent household and you're raised by majority predominantly women, you tend to be on the more emotional side
Yep.
as men, right? So the thing I want to talk about like right now is y'all gotta kill that side, bro.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying don't show emotions or nothing like that. No, show emotion, this and that, but
Yeah.
stop just reacting off of emotion.
Yep.
Men, we are men. We have to react off of logic, right? For example, women, they a lot of them talk, they talk, they go back and forth, they rah, 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 right? But for men, as men, we understand that there's a certain threshold that you cannot cross before violence
Mm.
is afoot. And I'm not promoting violence. I'm not saying none of that. Like, but just as men, you understand that. Like, okay, boom. If I say this about him, or I talk about his mom, or I do something, this can go past a certain level to where now fist is flying. It's no more talking, right?
Yep.
So that being said, we have to go off of logic as opposed to these emotions. And a lot of times these happen because we don't have any positive male role models in our lives or just any role models at all as far as male dominant. So we tend to take over the more emotional side instead of using logic. And when that happens, it's a bad combination because as men, we're supposed to see past the emotions. Yeah, you may have said something that I didn't like and it tapped into my feelings, it hurt my feelings, but it was true,
Mhm.
right? So as a man, you're supposed to ignore, push that. I don't even like how he said that to me. My emotions that hurt my ego or that hurt my emotionals.
Yeah.
Not my emotionals. That hurt my emotions, right? That hurt my feelings. But what he said was true. Let me go. Let me stick to the logical side of it. So I feel like a lot of us, like, we gotta really call back, look within ourselves to really see, like, in those situations where you reacting off of emotion, a lot of it is because you're not looking at the message. You're looking at the feeling. You're looking at how what he said or she said made you feel as
Yep.
opposed to the message. Look past how you feel. How you feel don't matter. There's a
Mhm.
lot of people, because first of all, feelings are subjective. There's a lot of people that feel like they did was right or wrong, but they're in the penitentiary or they ended up dead because they felt something. You feel what I'm saying? So don't, even though I just said feel, but you get what I'm saying? Like the feelings, like, kind of push those to the side as far as like certain situations. Like in conversation, yeah, Weezy may have said something that I ain't like and it hurt my feelings, but what he said was true. So me and him could have a respectful dialogue because and we could just go back and forth with the message. But
Mhm.
instead, a lot of times we get hung up as men, as males, we get hung up on the fact of, damn, the nigga said hurt my feelings. I don't care. I don't care what he said was true. I ain't like how you hurt my feelings. Now I
Yep.
gotta, me and him gotta talk, and then now me and him ends up like doing something. Like, you know what I mean? Just getting out of proportion when it really
Yeah.
should have just been stuck at a certain level of. Forget the emotions. We have to go based off of our logic. Our logic is what rules and dominates us as men,
Mhm.
which is what it's supposed to be because it's a balance. Because we all can't be emotional. The women are emotional. We cannot be emotional with them. Like, I'm not saying don't be emotional, but what I'm saying is you have to operate over a sense of logic. And that ties into another point that we could also bring into is like that's the importance of just having a male figure in the
Yep.
house. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
when y'all got kids out there, because obviously what can't be done if your dad wasn't there, he wasn't there. You know what I mean? My condolences and all that go out to you, but when you get older, you got to be that example for your kids. This is for all the dudes out there. I don't care what age it is. If you plan on having kids when you get older, or plan on having kids soon, whatever, right?
That
You
ass.
have to be that example for your kid and have to understand. You have to teach them, teach him, because this is just man on man, right? Pause, right? You have to teach them to operate off of logic and not just how they feel and the emotions. You know what I'm saying? So that's really all I want to say about that, about the controlling your emotions, because I think that's a thing that gets talked about, but it doesn't get talked about enough.
Yeah.
How men are just too emotional nowadays, and it's really because of broken homes and the fact that we can't even get to a logical standpoint with each other because we always operate off of feeling and emotion.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's all I have for that. Unless you got something else.
Nah, I feel that. It's just like, honestly, bro. Once you recognize that, even if you come from a broken home, once you realize that, yeah, you did come from a broken home, but you're also taking the steps to realize, like, yo, like, you've been basing yourself off of just emotion the past how many years you've been alive, and you're taking the steps to shift that focus and not being as emotional. We're still talking to the dudes here. You're still taking the steps to not be as emotional, but yet you're taking the steps to be more so logical and allowing the fact that not every situation has to end out as a bad situation.
Facts.
That's a lot of people don't realize that, especially nowadays. People don't realize that violence isn't it's not really the answer. It doesn't have to come down to violence. All you have to do is just talk some shit out. And in most cases, if you talk this shit out, you're both gonna find a resolve. So it's like you just can't
Yeah.
you just can't force the emotional route. Granted, like I said earlier, situations are different. Sometimes there's nothing else that you really can do. sometimes some things lead to another, and it's just some messy shit. But if there's a way that you can prevent it, and there's a way that you can just talk it out without having to, what I'm saying, move towards violence, or even just a argument. Y'all could just sit down and just talk. You rather just want to take the talking route and just move on from there, so y'all both can find a solution. Because at the end of the day, as long as y'all have a sit down and just talk shit out, y'all could pretty much do anything and everything. So, um, yeah. So that's
That's
pretty
a
much
fact.
that's pretty much all I have for controlling your emotions. So moving on to the final topic of this week's Hollow Bros podcast. Coop, when is the time when you let your emotions fail you, man?
Plenty of times. I want to just give like a quick example when I was a kid though, cause like to relate more to like the kids. You feel me? So in school I had mad behavioral problems, right? Like anger issues, all that shit. So it was mad times my emotions failed me, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Like I told that story about how I was in a mental hospital at one point, right?
Hmm.
But but that's because of emotional shit. Like I grew up even with a pops, like just well my pop he was there, but like he was always working type shit. So
Right.
but anyway, I digress. Long story short, right? So it would just be times where like I would get so mad like that in any way I was feeling, it was almost like I had Tourette's on some shit. Like any way I was feeling, I just had to act on it. So it would
Mm.
just be times like, bruh, it got to the point where I got thrown out of elementary school, and I had to go all the way across town to another elementary school that I went to.
There
That
you go.
I ended up graduating from that other elementary school that's all the way across town from where I live at because I got thrown out my original elementary school because I would just react off emotions. Then when I went to that other elementary school that I ended up graduating from, I was in a class with like five people, bro. Like five people. Shout out to Miss Silver. She was a legend. From East End School. She was a legend.
Chill.
But yeah, so like I ended up being in the class and I had to like graduate, like move on and finish out the year in a regular classroom setting. So like I started off the year just in like in a small class with like five kids, and I ended up being able to be in a class. Shout out to Miss Fogarty, she was a legend too. Ended up being in a class with I ended up being in the class with like regular students, and I ended up graduating like that, going on in the Somerset. But long story short, my emotions used to fail me all the time. Like I used
Mm.
to just always react off impulse, anger issues, all that. So it took me like I'm not just a dude that's on here just talking. Like I just you feel me? Like I ain't never did nothing or like that. Like nah, like I used to have crazy ass anger issues. I used to only react off emotion. So what I'm saying, y'all come from a place of experience. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So I want y'all to understand. I want to be y'all crash test dummy. Y'all don't have to follow. Y'all don't have to make my mistakes because I already made them. So like, think about it. You a kid right now. You don't want to be in. You don't want to be in a situation. We're in a class with five kids, and most of them ain't even your age. They're younger than you. You don't want to be in a situation like that. You don't want to be in a mental hospital. You don't want to be doing all this extra crazy ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Now I
Facts.
ended up turning my life around, obviously, but at one point, bro, it was looking real slim for the kid. It was looking real dark for the kid. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's because I had to then tap into that logic side. Like, nah, nigga, yeah, you may be tight about this situation, but logically, how can you look at this? Logically, we're like when you really tap into that logical side, what is the best outcome? What is the best course of action for this situation? Fuck your emotions. I don't care how you feel emotionally. Nigga, you're a dude.
Facts.
That emotion shit don't matter.
Facts.
Oh, he hurt my feelings. Wham. Who cares? Like, nigga, what are you gonna do? Logic. Like, what's the logical thing to do in this situation?
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So
Right.
I had to learn that for myself. So, like I said, for all the young dudes out there, man, I don't just react off emotions. And this goes for the ladies too, but this is really right here for the men because men a lot of times, like I was just saying, we react off of emotion, but we're not supposed to do that, and nobody's really there to teach us because we don't have the male role models in our lives, the male figures in our lives to tell us like, nah, that's not how men operate. We don't
Hmm.
operate like that. You feel me? So that was a quick one. Just I just felt like just like reiterate that message within my own experience of just having to really find out how to really like be logical and move logically as opposed to just emotional. Like you feel what I'm saying? I used to be in
100%.
therapy all the time. I you feel me? It was some shit with me. I used to be in therapy, went to a damn psych hospital, had a fucking stress ball I carried around. I had AIDS that used to follow me all around
I remember the stress
until
ball and the AIDS.
up until like I want to say like fifth grade, I think. So
Damn,
yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy for the kid, but yeah, bruh, she was crazy.
niggas came a long way for real.
The fact, man. All glory to God, man.
Facts.
All glory to God, man. Thank him for just allowing me to tap into that logical side, man, instead of
Mm-hmm.
just being led astray my whole life, man. So
It's a fact.
yeah, all glory to God, man. And y'all gotta just understand. Just keep being logical, man. Try to find a logical situation and the logical outcomes to solve your problems. The emotions is gonna fail you. I'm telling you, bro. If you just rely on emotions, especially as a man. Women too, but just especially as a man, your emotions will lead you astray. I
Mm-hmm.
told y'all this. I told you this on a few pods, man. The devil can trick you with many emotions. He cannot trick you with peace.
Facts.
Find a situation that will logically keep you at peace if possible. Obviously, we talk about this as well. What we say, take it with like some discernment. Obviously, each situation is unique. Like we said, there's different things, you know what I mean? This may not apply. What we're saying may not apply to a particular situation that you may be in. But for the most part, these are blanket statements that can apply to a lot of statements. They're like the zodiac sign things. Like,
Yep.
hey, Leos love nice people. Like they're one of those, right? Take these with discernment. All jokes aside, man. Take these with discernment.
Mm-hmm.
Discernment. What am I saying? Take these with discernment, and really like apply these to your life when you can, if and when you can. So that's really all I got for that, man. What about you, bro?
She eighth grade, man. Coop, you know the
Oh
story.
man,
You know the story. How my mom she literally took me to the fucking police department because
do I know this story?
five figure discount and I did some dumb shit. I told you the story before. You don't remember it, but
Nah,
long
you probably got to like tell it a little bit. So
yeah. So all right. Beginning of eighth grade, right? Fucking as we all know, I'm into video games. Uh, and this was around the time where I just let my emotions just let it like just run amok on shit. And this is when my mom's had the laptop because I didn't have a PC yet. Um, and I wanted PC games. I wanted a whole bunch of them shits. And so at the time, I did anything and everything I could to get them shits. And did I get them? Yeah. But at what cost? I ended up getting punched in my fucking chest. I ended up getting threatened to go to juvie. It bruh, it was just a whole bunch of dumb shit. And I say that to say like at the time I just let my emotions just of me just wanting to be on PC so bad, just like just take over and just it wasn't it, bro. It wasn't it. And I say that to say like Coop said, bro, you have to think about everything in the current situation that you're in. You have to think logically and not always just think emotionally. You have to think about every single outcome that can happen and that could possibly will happen at the end of the day. Because if you don't, if you skip one step, that could ultimately be your downfall. And you don't want the latter to happen. You don't want your downfall to happen. So we both say like, yo, just think clearer, just think more logically. Don't just think just off of just pure like instinct. Granted,
Emotional impulse.
thank you, emotional impulse. It's just that's not the way to go, bro. Cause then even if you just skip that one step, bro, that one step can cost you everything. So it's just you just gotta be mindful. Like you really have to think about all possible different outcomes. You have to think about everything that could just happen, fall into place, whatever the case is, because you don't want to end up in a situation where you could have prevented it and you just acted like Coop said, off of just emotional impulse, and that emotional impulse will end up just getting you killed at the end of the day, and that's just not something that you want to go through, bro. Cause you'll end up in a darker path than you currently were. Another callback. So it's just like
Talk to him.
you thinking logically as a man, as a human period. I want to say as a human period is kind of the best way to go, because you can just sit and just think about everything that can happen and can go wrong, and I'm not saying like live in fear, like don't let your logical thinking just stop you from doing things. I'm not saying that, but I'm more so saying like if you know that what you're about to do is not something that's logical in thinking, and not something that you've thought about doing, and that isn't positive and it doesn't help anybody, don't do it. Just don't be like me, bro. Don't be like me in 8th grade, fucking 12, 13 years old, threatening to be going to juvie. Like, this is fucking what's that show? Um on A&E. Coop, you know what I'm talking about.
Air straight.
Scare Straight. Yes. Yes. Don't be like me, bro. Do not be like me.
Yeah.
Cause if it wasn't for my mom's doing that, bro, I probably would still be thinking emotionally and not be thinking as thinking as rationally as I do now. And I probably wouldn't be a changed man. So it's just those situations like that, it would change your total outlook on life in general. But just thinking logical is the best way, 100%. So yeah, I know that story's a little bit short, but it is what
Yeah,
it is.
nah, they short, but they have an impactful meaning. And to kind of really expand more on what you were saying, guys, use his example, right? Think about what he could have did. He could have logically figured out as this a man or as a boy, whatever, right? Figured out ways that he could have logically acquired the funds or acquired those games logically, right? He could have
Mhm.
been like, "Yo, mom, like, is there anything I could do around the house? Give me some extra money." Or
Yep.
he could have been when it, he could have been offering to cut people grass, get money. He could have
Yep.
been selling candy at school. He could have been doing other things than just stealing. You feel what I'm
Yep.
saying? But because he let his emotions take over where his logic should have been, he let his
Yep.
emotions override his logic. That is when shit goes awry. Boom.
Mhm.
That's when, all right, boom. Let me. All right, cool. Let me just do the quickest and easiest thing I could do to get these
Yep.
games. Not
Yep.
understanding that everything is a domino effect.
Yep.
Everything comes back around, bro. So you reap what you sow. You know what I'm saying? So, real quick, man. Understand and analyze every decision that you make. Understand and analyze every decision that you make,
Dead
because
ass.
it's gonna come back to either it's gonna come back. So whether you had that shit come back around as like a nice comfy pillow, cozy pillow, or had that shit come back around like a
Fucking
bulldozer.
brick.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? So make sure you like the taste, you know what I mean, of what you cooking. Cause
That's a fact.
no matter what, you cooking something. So make
That's
sure you
a
like the taste
fact.
of that shit, cause you're gonna have to eat it. Feel
That's
me?
a fact.
So yeah, just like I said, guys, just use us as your crash test dummies. Don't do the shit that we did, because we made the mistake for you, and
Yeah.
we're telling you about it so you can learn from these mistakes, guys. These emotions, you gotta let your logic override your emotions, because at the end of the day, the people that are in jail, the people that there's a lot of people that have been killed, a lot of people that are in jail for life or just in jail for a minute, or they are in jail because their emotions or their God rest their soul, they're killed because their emotions let them make certain decisions and
Yep.
certain things that landed them where they unfortunately are right now.
Yep.
So let your logic override everything that you're doing and analyze. Okay, if I do this, what's gonna happen? Understand that, right? You gotta do that because as a man, right? One day you're gonna be a father. One day, right? As a man, you have to take leadership of your household. You can't take leadership by emotions. Think about war generals back in the day. They didn't just say, "Oh man, they just killed 300 of our people. Man, we about to just blindly run in there and just get them. We got to get them back." Nah, they tactical. They smart. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that pissed me off that they did that. But here's how we gonna get them back logically. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? So just
Yep.
tap into that logical side, man. Please, please, man. Tap into that logical side. Think about logically. Don't just react off of impulse,
Mm-hmm.
emotional impulse, because that's gonna always lead you to your demise. You may get lucky and fortunate, maybe 2 out of 10 times, maybe,
It's
but
rare. It's
I don't
very
even like
rare.
those chances, guys.
Yeah.
If you, especially if you're a math person, you don't like those chances.
Nah, hell, that's
Two out two out
20%.
of ten, 2 out of 10 success rate, 20% success rate. No, it's not gonna happen. So once again, just make sure you understand what you're doing and be logical about it. And yeah, that's all I really got for that.
Alright. I mean, shit. I don't really have anything much else to add, cause you know what I'm saying, niggas done spoked up, man. Niggas done spoked up, man. But
Well, wrap it up then. That's Quavo. That's the interview.
wrap
Come
it
on,
up
that's
then.
come on. That's get cultured, man. That's the
Bruh.
interview where they was trying to fight Joe Budden. Come on.
That's
I
that's
told y'all already.
that's
Get
that's what
cultured. Come on.
2015, 2016 vintage shit.
Come on, bro. Nah,
Hey,
that's like 2018. I was in college watching that shit.
wait, was that? Bruh, that don't feel like 2018. I thought that
I
was
was in I
2015.
was in my dorm room watching Everyday Struggle, bro.
No, bro, what
Everything
the
I was.
fuck?
I used to always walk to Chick-fil-A with that shit on. Had
Yo,
that shit
that's
in my
sick.
had that shit on my beats. Walking to Chick-fil-A.
That's crazy. Hey man, we not gonna take too much of y'all time, 'cause I already know.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck what we
Yeah,
talking about. Like
it's
nigga, just end this shit.
hey man, like always, dog. We like to thank y'all for coming out and tuning in to another episode of the HoloBros podcast. Before y'all go though, please make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all also share this shit out with y'all friends, and make sure y'all friends and y'all friends share this shit out as well. It only goes a long way. It also grows this channel. It also helps us get more content out just for y'all, just so y'all can witness every single week, every Saturday, 10 a.m. Like always, man. But hey, man, I think that's pretty much gonna do it. It's been your boy Weezy, dog,
Bring your boy cool.
and it's been a Hollow Bros, dog, and we out. Bye.